already did this part before, but basically I'm going to show you kind of how I measured it. So when you're putting in your USB power, right, you don't want it to be super long. So you plug it, actually go up through the side, and remember those things we busted out? You actually can go up underneath and through the deck. And then I just actually made this exactly the length that I needed it to be. So this can go to my stepper motor hat. It's just enough cord. It's just enough cable to go up to the stepper motor hat from here. And the way that I did that was, I'm going to make sure these are apart. Don't try this at home. See, I'm grabbing onto one of it because if they touch right now, I'll spark. So I actually plug it in to the USB and I pull it up, and then I basically put it over here and cut it. So at this point, you know how long you want your USB cable to be because you marked it. Hopefully you cut it there or you held onto it while you pulled it out. So we're just gonna make these ends a little bit better. So I'm just gonna use my wire strippers to cut back on this insulation a little bit. All right, so you can see I'm removing the outside. There's a bunch of gunk there. Now, on certain cables, you're gonna have these twine. The twine is just to give it some structural stability. Actually, some of the nicer cables have it. And the only ones that you need are the red and the black wires. So all this stuff out here, all the rest of this stuff you're not gonna need. So you do not need the white wire or the green wire, or if there's twine inside, you don't need that. And I twist that together just so that I can get an even cut on those. And I'm gonna use scissors because on the twine, you really do want scissors. So just gonna snip that off. Okay, so I believe we're using 1/4 now, which is like it's like a 4. Okay, so yeah, so we're using a 4-inch heat shrink tube, and we're gonna be cutting off just a tiny section. It's not gonna be long, and then that's going to be put on before we do anything else. I'll just slide it over the top, kind of wiggle it around. And you don't need it up close yet, but you want it on there before you start doing anything else, just to make sure that you have it. And I'm just gonna trim just a little bit. Okay, so now we're gonna do these guys. This one goes smoother. Okay. Now it's hard to hold everything at once, so I actually use a coffee cup or something and tape it onto there so that it sort of holds your work. And make sure everything is out of the way of your torch if you're using a torch like I am. You can also use a soldering iron if that's more comfortable for you. And then I'm just gonna Give it just a touch of solder. And I sort of hit it so that it doesn't keep that lump on there. I don't like the lumps. Okay, there you go. So those are tinned. And then, you see that piece fell off. That's fine. We could actually add that again now. Okay, just give it a little bit more stability. And now that piece that we had down here, we're gonna slide that up and cover this part right here. Just makes it look nicer and it's a little bit safer. And then just shrink it on like that. So now we have a nice little end piece there. And I did my shrink wrapping on here. I tinned these. And then, yeah, so I'm gonna unplug it from power just for safety. And we're gonna put the red on the plus side and the black on the negative side. Make sure they go in there real nice underneath the, like inside of the little channels. There's little channels inside. There we go. And then push them in till they should seat in there really nicely. The power cables here should seat in there really nicely. You don't want them to stick out too far. And then you just tighten those down. Good. So now we have power to the DC motor hat. Okay.